Hello there. Welcome to another episode of WOK TALK. To get things off, get things going, get things off, that sounds a little weird. Um, I'm going to be doing 5 squats with my titanium shield, known as the WOK for Lost Loved Ones, because it's a cooking wok that you can cook on. And I do the 5 squats to celebrate the 50 miles I carried the pallet to raise awareness for suicide prevention. I did that this May, and it's also to prepare for future pallet carries because I try to do a weekly 10-kilometer pallet carry as well. So let's get on with these squats. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, for this episode, I kind of wanted just to talk about what WOK Talk is and what the whole real life superhero thing is for people who aren't familiar. I'm Captain Canada. A lot of what I do is raising awareness for suicide prevention. I also hand out chocolate bars and lighters. And every now and then I will intervene in a fight, which is why I have this foam shield that I carry around. It's basically just to stick in between people basically to stick in between two people that are fighting is the idea, so I don't have to shove my body physically in there. There are people all over the world doing the real-life superhero thing, mostly in the United States. That is where most real-life superheroes are from. Seattle has become the capital for real-life superheroes, in case you're wondering. That is where Phoenix Jones, the most famous, or at least the most well-known real-life superhero, comes from. And to this day, there are still quite a lot of active people wearing super suits, different uniforms and fantastical outfits while they serve their community, whether it's through stopping crimes or handing out to homeless people. Also, trash pickup is very important. If you're a real life superhero, I think you should consider making that part of your everyday doings. It may not look very flashy, even though you're dressed up in your super suit. You should still get something done. When you're walking around saying you're doing patrols, I do appreciate the idea of someone going around and being an active what's the word I'm looking for? An active witness in their community, so they can be a witness to crimes and call authorities if needed. But also, while you're walking around doing that, you should look for other things to do. Like, is there offensive graffiti that you want to deal with? Garbage is a very important thing. In Japan, there are a lot of real life superheroes, but from what I understand, garbage pickup is a huge part of what they do over there because they just don't deal with the same level of street crime that people in other parts of the world deal with because they got things wrapped up pretty tight over in Japan there. But everybody has a pair of hands. Not everybody. If you have a pair of hands, you can use them to pick up garbage, and I think that's a valuable thing to do. I need to do it more myself. But if you are picking up garbage, don't forget that just because you're not jumping into a fight, there are dangers even when picking up garbage. So watch out for broken glass and needles and stuff. Like, don't act like it's a job that requires no care at all. Like, get out there and do something good for your community, but keep in mind there are dangers everywhere, okay? And when you're picking up garbage or the thing that I had seen, this isn't a real life superhero thing, but there was this show called Graffiti Wars. And there was this guy who went out of his way to clean graffiti and do what he said was taking back the community. And honestly, I think that involved harassing homeless people a little bit. because he would like find trees that were overgrown that homeless people were living under, and he would trim them not to make things look nicer. He was just trimming them so the homeless people wouldn't have a place to go. And it's like that's and he would say taking it back for the community. And it's like, hey man, the homeless people are part of the fucking community too, man. Like, so keep in mind everybody's got to live. And so, one thing that I emphasize over and over again is I am not the anti drug guy. I'm not going and bothering drug users. If you feel that drug use is a problem in our city, I hope that you can speak out against it and make it your problem because personally, I'm not bothering people about that. I go out and I hand out chocolate bars and lighters to a lot of people that are basically in the act of using hard drugs, and I'm not there to judge anybody. I'm there to hand them out some free stuff. That's what I want to do. That's the difference that I want to make, because I don't want them seeing me as somebody who is like like an enemy to them. I want all the people out there doing drugs to, if they're in trouble, if they need help, I want them to come to me, or go to the authorities. Like obviously they should go to the cops, but for that reason, the fact that they're a little scared of being busted, they may decide not to go to the cops. Or they may not go to someone else because they don't want to be seen in the state that they're in, because people end up in pretty rough shape sometimes, and it's really hard to ask for help or to accept help. And so I just want to give a little bit of something, and other real life superheroes around the world do way more than me. I was kind of beefing with another guy named Skyline Superhero in my last Walk Talk because he's against AI art and I'm not against AI art, and I felt that he was just complaining about AI art and acting like if you do it, that you don't do anything else. I thought that was an unfair criticism, but I will say that Skyline, he's the future of real life superheroes on YouTube. Like his content is fantastic, and he does great big like I hand out some chocolate bars and lighters. He hands out big care packages. I'm not even entirely sure all what he hands out, but it's way more than what I hand out. And so kudos to him. Anytime I have criticism for him, I have 10 times more um, praise to give him because he's just so good at what he does. But I did have to correct him because he said that the most famous real life superhero of them all, Phoenix Jones, didn't hand out food to homeless people. And if you watch this other YouTube channel, Comic Tropes, when he talks about his time as a real life superhero, he does indeed say that Phoenix Jones handed out stuff to homeless people. He just didn't like doing it. And I'm going over stuff that I've talked about in previous episodes, and I didn't want to do that exactly. But this is just me kind of going over what is Walk Talk. The thing is, Walk Talk, some episodes are going to be a little bit more emphasis on the Shield. I am having an episode of Walk Talk coming up where I'm going to be cooking with the Shield finally. That's been a long time on my list. I've been wanting to do that. Maybe that will become a regular part of the show. I hope it does. But also because I did mention that my Shield needs to go through some testing because I have been questioned on whether or not it's real titanium, and I need to do some tests. So that's upcoming future stuff still. So look forward to that. But just talking a little bit more about real life superheroes in our modern world. Um, Personally, I want to add stunts and feats of strength and things like that to my repertoire as a real life superhero. That's why I carry the palette, because I want it to be something super. Like if I'm putting on a cape, I want to do something super. I want to earn the S in RLSH. Yeah, and that's a big part of why I do what I do, and why I try to go the extra mile. I think everybody who's a real life superhero is all trying to go the extra mile, but I always just try to think beyond community service. What can I do as a stunt to inspire people? And that's why I've stayed with the palette carry for so long. And I've received a lot of feedback that makes me feel really good, but it also makes me feel good that, well, I was told a little while ago that I inspire people, and that really means a lot. And so I've told the same thing to another real life superhero who really inspires me, Foreman. Um, Jaron Daniel Shade is his name. He's not hiding behind a secret identity. He just has his superhero persona, but he has his name and he is out there and he's doing great things. And he's actually pretty modest about the stuff that he does, but he's getting out there in the world and he's doing patrols and he's doing crossovers with other people on Facebook. You know, that's what I wanted to say about Foreman. He's doing better than me in that aspect. I, Captain Canada, have crossed over with nobody. Um, and that's okay. I like doing my thing and all that. The closest thing I had to a crossover is we have this guy in town that some people call the Wizard. He's got this great big beard and he had this big walking stick for a long time. And he's just an icon of the city. And I gave him my business card a little while ago and he shook my hand. And I felt like that was my big crossover, you know, but I'm proud of you, Foreman. You have no idea how proud of you I am. And I'm so proud of you, Skyline. Even though I'm butting heads with you on this whole AI thing, I am so proud of you. And you go ahead and have your opinions. I'm just gonna push back when I feel like you're being unfair, and that's what it comes down to. So if you're against AI, that's fine. Just don't act like because a person uses AI, it's the only thing they do. That was my problem with Skyline's last iceberg video, and it was also kind of a shitty video, to be honest. For my quality of video, it would have been a 10 out of 10. But for Skyline's higher quality, raised bar of quality, I didn't think it was great. And he had like technical issues, which goes with his special effects and all that. And that's not that bad. I wouldn't break his balls for his burnout or his technical issues or shortening the whole video. I kind of I was looking forward to 2 more episodes of his iceberg, and he cut it down to 1, and he cut out a lot of cool stuff. And it's like, I don't know why he wants to make it so small. He should turn the iceberg thing into like an ongoing series that just goes on forever. To be honest, like there will always be more stuff about real life superheroes, and I feel like he didn't get into the nitty gritty. Like I thought he was going to get into some cool like behind the scenes stuff for real life superheroes, because like he knows some of the big names in the real life superhero community. Like just his interactions with the Brooklyn Devil alone, he could continue like talking about that. But I don't know if maybe because he has interacted so much with the community, he's not able to look at it with a critical eye, and maybe he doesn't want to. Maybe he's become friends with people, and he doesn't want to highlight people because they can be criticized too easy. You know, like that's. My big inspiration, one of my huge inspirations, is Master Legend, but I realize that there are people out there who want to criticize him, but I don't want to like hide away Master Legend because I don't want people criticizing him. I'm like, no, Master Legend can fight his own fights, and I'll keep saying that again and again. You criticize him, and he's free to respond how you want. You criticize me, I'm free to respond how I want. But I appreciate your criticism if you have criticism. Even if it's shitty criticism, I kind of appreciate the back and forth of me going, I think that's shitty, and let's make something of that, you know. But yeah, there's a whole world of real life superheroes out there. If you're wondering more about Canadian real life superheroes, I'm unfortunately more familiar with non-Canadian ones. That's just bad research on my part. But Thanatos, he was from Vancouver, and he is also another big, huge inspiration to me. And while he was patrolling, he got stabbed a bunch of times in the gut, and after he recovered, he continued handing out to the homeless, and I think that's amazing, and that's inspiring. And if you want to know who basically the number one Canadian real life superhero is for our Canadian audiences, it's probably Polar Man. And he may not be high on the list of like breaking up fights or stopping crime or whatever, but as a symbol, as somebody who does good for his community just by shoveling snow, that has inspired so many people. There are so many people that are critical of the real life superhero community, that are making fun of everybody. They get to Polar Man and like, yeah, I like this guy. Like, he's a cool guy. And that's amazing. I'm proud of you too, Polar Man. I'm proud of all of the real life superheroes, whether you're shining examples of the community or whether you got a lot of problems and you're deserving of criticism. You're still a human being. I'm proud of you just for being a human being and getting out there, but expect your criticism. See the symbol, be the symbol. A symbol is something that is seen and will take criticism, and you can respond to that criticism however you want. You don't have to just take it laying down. But let's be reasonable. Let's try to be reasonable and not just devolve into screaming at each other. Let's remember that we're all in this together. Alrighty, this may have not been the best episode. It was a rant, but that's what WOK Talk is. So if you want topics for future episodes, leave a comment, and I'll talk about just about anything on here. Or if you have questions about what I've done in the real-life superhero community, like what equipment I carry, I'll just say the number one thing, most important thing, is probably not foam shield or my cape. It's making sure you have Narcan on you. Everyone, even if you're not a real-life superhero, you should be carrying Narcan, and you can save a life. Alrighty. I'm Captain Canada, Joseph Arthur Roszell. I want to thank you for watching. I want to wish you all luck in the world. I love you, and I want you to know that suicide is never the answer. Peace out. For now.